Good afternoon, Kathryn. I hope all is well in your world. Well, it doesn't sound like all is well. You presented me with some pretty heavy stuff you got going on. So, how I want this to work is I'm going to upload this video and you're going to watch it over and take the information that you'd like from it. And if you have any questions following this video, you can reach out to me via Messenger. I think you already have my contact info. So let's see what we got. Let's see what the cards say regarding your situation. This is going to be kind of a general life reading, and we'll probably throw some oracle cards in there too. We're using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck. This is one of my favorites. This box. See? Pretty box. There's my dog. Okay, so I'm laying out the cards right now for you. So let's have a look at the spread here. If you'll excuse me for just a second, I want to shut that door to keep those damn dogs out of here. Alright, my apologies. I love them, but they're real noisy. They're back already. They can't come in, though. Alright, so we're going to take this camera down and flip it around here. Okay, so I usually start on the left-hand side. Let me wipe my camera off to make sure I got it good and clean. Now you are represented by the Six of Pentacles reversed. The people in your life are represented by the Emperor reversed. What draws you together or pulls you apart is Judgment. Potential outcome is the Eight of Swords reversed. Another potential outcome is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Well, Kathryn, that is a lot of reversed cards. I don't like to, well, I'm going to make this as upbeat of a reading as possible. I really don't like giving the doom and gloom ones, but I will tell you what you need to hear. So what this tells me with all these reverse cards is something significantly out of alignment. You were right in reaching out. Your concerns are legit and valid and justified. And what it's looking like here, like, I guess I'll start with the Six of Pentacles. So I see, and I read this card like well, we'll look at it like this. If it's face up, we're going to read this card as generosity. But if it's reversed, I am going to look at this card as like need and scarcity. So I feel like there's something missing for you, some type of support, some type of material support, be it money or it's not necessarily money, but it's some type of support to help you make it through whatever it is that you're working on, all these problems that you mentioned to me. You feel unsupported and you don't know where to go. Like you're lost. Like I think like your parents were probably a pretty big support to you in the past, and now they're not in the position to help you like they used to be able to as they age and decease. So now you're left in a position without that support system, and you're unsure of where to turn next. Now, I'm also the next card that I drew was the Emperor reversed. The Emperor represents like power and authority and leadership. That's the general meaning of the card. But when I see the Emperor like in the reverse position, I see like strict authority, stern, a leader that is unwaning and unwavering. He's the type of person that lays the hammer down and tells you the rules, and he's rigid. And I see you being held to like a very rigid routine that's unforgiving and doesn't allow you much room to mess up. You're being held to a really high standard right now, and while you're unsupported, that puts you in a really difficult spot. The Judgment card is a card of forgiveness to me. I see this as being like a, recompense and apology, forgiveness, and letting go. And I think that's kind of that's supposed to be the card that ties you to the people in your life. And this doesn't necessarily just pertain to family members. This could pertain to anybody in your life. But I think that you're in a spot where you're ready to let go of something, and you should let go of something because that will improve the relationship with whoever it is that you're helping. Like if you're feeling any type of resentment or any type of anger or frustration, you need to find a way to be able to let go of that. Otherwise, you're going to continue to remain imprisoned. And I read this card the same reversed and the same way face up. And I see this as a card of like a feeling stuck or impending doom. This is one of the more sinister cards in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. This is a card of like imprisonment and not in like a binding. Like if we look at the woman in the picture in the red gown there, she's tied up and she's also contained by a circle of swords, and the swords represent knowledge, thought, and intellect. So she's being restrained by things that she's stressed out about, like things that she's put a great deal of thought into, and that's became her bind in her world. And all of these things that she's putting her mental energy into are things that are also keeping her tied down. So again, I would go back to the old expression is weird. I don't know where I heard it from, but let go and let God. We got to have a little bit more faith here. These are all like, this is all swords and pentacles, which are like, these are very concrete cards. There's no emotion in these cards other than stress and want. Like, and those aren't good emotions to have. We need more faith and we need more happiness. And in order to do that, we need to let go of something. There has to be something that we have to, and it's not like a physical thing that we're letting go of. It's something that we're holding on to, some type of emotional baggage, something from the past or something that somebody's done to wrong us. We need to exercise grace. This is a card of grace, and I see this being the most positive card in the hand here is the Judgment card. And if we're unable to exercise grace, what I'm thinking here is that you're going to be able to, you're going to remain tied to the same position that you're in right now, and you're going to keep feeling stuck, and you're going to keep feeling stressed out and probably feeling lost too. And you're going to work, and you're not going to receive the fruits of your labor because they're not ripe yet. In order to ripen these fruits and collect on it, because the pentacles will represent money and materiality, we need to let go. We need to let go or be able to let go of our resentments in order to move forward here. So I'm going to draw a few more cards here to get a little bit more clarity, because this doesn't really speak too much to the people in your life. All this, what this reading says to me is that you're contained to you're in a place of scarcity and you're contained to it by like a rigidity, like, and the rigidity is something that you help create. It's not necessarily somebody else is doing. These are things that, like, these obstacles are self-imposed, and they're things that you should, they are things that you're responsible for, but the amount of energy and thought that you're putting into them, that's on you. So we're going to draw a few more cards here to get a little bit more clarity. Okay, the cards that I drew are actually fairly similar. So in the position that represents you, I drew another Pentacles card. This one time it's face up. And this is the Three of Pentacles. And what this card tells me is to, like, work at your own pace and do your own thing. If we look in the picture, like, don't worry about the people. Don't worry about the people that are holding you to a standard, because your work is beautiful. What you're doing has value, no matter what the people around you say or what their judgment might be. So if we look at this, like, the way that I interpret this card is we have a mason there building a cathedral, and we've got a jester and a priest there critiquing his work. Now, if we think about this in the scope of eternity, this may, like, these two people will die within the next 30 to 40, maybe 50 years if they're lucky. And the person that built this building will be immortalized by his work, because he's built in this beautiful cathedral. What he's working on has merit. These people do not have merit. Nobody will remember them, but they'll remember this man, or maybe not this man, but his legacy is his work. Your legacy is your work and your craft, and you're doing a great job at it, regardless of what the people around you say. So let go of that judgment. Let go of the judgment. And I also see, like, we drew the Seven of Cups reversed, and what I see in the Seven of Cups is like something that we think is going to bring us happiness, but it's fleeting and superficial. So if we look, like, there's this man looking out at all these cups, and the cups represent emotion, and in each of the cups there's like there's a dragon in one, there's a wreath in one, there's a building, there's a beautiful woman, a ghost, snakes, and riches. And he's looking at these things in awe, but these aren't things that are actually going to bring him happiness. These are things that are going to let him down. So do not be seduced by what you think is going to bring you happiness. What's going to bring you happiness, and I can tell, like, what's going to bring you happiness and abundance is being able to let go. And I drew another card that represents kind of the letting go and walking away thing. And I drew it in the reverse position, so I think that this is going to be something that's going to be hard for you to walk away from. But that's what is necessary for you to do. I drew the Eight of Cups, and this is walking away from something that we held valuable, something that's brought us happiness in the past. And we're not walking away with no direction. We're walking away into bigger and better things. And I can see that these are still things in your life that you have ties to, or that are bringing you some sort of happiness. But what this card is telling me that you should be doing is evaluating how much happiness these things are actually bringing you, and seeing what you can walk away from or what you can let go of. The final card that I drew is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen represents nurture, and when I see this, like, she's nurturing her craft or her work. And like, I believe you mentioned that you work in healthcare. The Queen of Pentacles would be definitely like a healthcare figure. If her craft and her work is healthcare and caring for other people and nurturing, and I can see that bringing you the happiness, and try to find solace in your work. We're going on 15 minutes here with this reading, so I'm going to cut it off. But if you have any questions, you can please reach out to me on Messenger. It's been great working with you, and we will talk later.